All right. Good afternoon, people. Um, sorry for starting my session a little bit late. All right. So if you are with us, to, I'd like you to notify me if you can hear me. Okay. So I'm waiting for you guys to come on board so that I'll know if my sound is okay, if I need to project my voice, if I need to. Yeah, good afternoon. Um, Welcome. Thank you for joining. So let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, or if I need to use my headset. So just put it in the comment box if you can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. We're gonna have an amazing. I'll be taking the emotional intelligence aspect for teenagers, and I want to say a big yeah, thank you for joining us, Abiola Michael Oluwaseun, Antonia. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon, Treasure House. Good afternoon, everyone. So I need to know if you guys can hear me, so that I can just move like that. So just I need somebody to comment if you can hear me. Then I kick off. Okay. Oluwaseun Olajiga. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited to be here. It's a privilege. I want to celebrate Pastor Money for good. Good. So sound is fine. So let's shoot. Um, I understand that most of us on this platform we are teenagers, and one thing I'm passionate about is raising functional teenagers that will become functional adults who will live God's purpose for their lives to the maximum. All right. Um, One of the things that it's so important for you to have, for you to develop as a teenager, is emotional intelligence. Okay. And that is why I you know find it interesting when I was told that this is what I'll be talking about. So I'll just move straight. I'll just to get your writing materials, get your, if you're in a place where there are interference, you're going to be disturbed, I need you to leave the place right now, because I'll just be spending just a few minutes with you, and but those few minutes are going to be fireized session. Okay, I'm going to be giving you back to back. Now, emotional intelligence is actually a broad um, um, look at, but I'm going to try as much as possible to touch on what you will need. Okay, then I believe strongly that we're going to have another time where I will have enough time to, okay, where we have enough time to, talk more on this topic. Now, you may have heard people mention IQ when talking about intelligence. For example, I can say that my brother does not need to study as much as I do because he has a really high IQ. All right, so IQ stands for intellectual quotient. You have heard that several times. Okay, now help you predict how well somebody will do academically. So maybe the best student in your class, for instance, you say, "Oh, this girl has a high IQ." Oh, because he or she is the best student in our class. So your teacher will say, "Oh, that boy's IQ is high." Now, IQ means intellectual quotient. Now, one important type of intelligence that you need to know is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. And what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is actually the ability. Now, emotional intelligence is the ability. Okay, I will speak more audible. Maybe I should use my headset. Let me use my headset so that you can hear me. Hold on, because of the sound. Hey, I believe you should be able to hear me loud and clear now. I believe it should be loud enough now. Okay, so um, I hope you can see my face, or I need to move backward a bit. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So can you hear me now? Is it audible? Am I audible now? Let me know if I'm audible so I can adjust where necessary. Okay, so as I was saying, I said that emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, the ability to understand, the ability to use and manage our emotions. We all have emotions, okay? As human being, you have emotions. So the ability to understand, use and manage your emotions is what we call emotional intelligence. And there are several types of intelligence, but because of what we are looking at today, we're going to be focusing on emotional intelligence. Okay, and let's just break this thing down so that it won't look bogus. So what is emotions? Okay, I just look, you can check this out on the internet. So one of the dictionaries I use says that one of the definitions that caught my attention says emotion is a feeling caused by a situation that you are in or the people you are with. I'll say that again. Emotion is a feeling caused by the situation that you are in or the people you are with. Okay, it's part of a person's character. Now, that is the key word there. Emotion is part of a person's character that consists of their feelings as opposed to their thoughts. So there's a difference between your emotion and your reasoning. There's a difference between how you feel and how you think. However, there is a linkage. There's a link between how you think and how you feel, but they are different. So emotion is a part of person's character that consists of their feelings as opposed to their thoughts. So it is important for us to know how to handle our emotions. Don't forget my first premise. I said that emotional intelligence is actually the ability to understand, to use, and manage our emotions properly. Now, some people, excuse me, some people call it emotional quotient, just like we have intellectual quotient. We also have emotional quotient. Some people call it EQ, some people call it EI. All right. So just like you use your IQ to predict if somebody is going to do well academically as a student, you can use your emotional intelligence to predict, success in social and emotional situations. And I cannot overemphasize the fact that as human beings, all right, you're a social being. You didn't come to this world alone. God, brought you through a family, placed you in a family, so you have to relate with people. And if you don't forget the definition of emotions, it is a feeling caused by, the people around you or a situation that you are in. So the way you relate, the way you interact with people, all right, involves some level of emotion. So you need to know how to master your emotions. Okay, so we can predict, and people, people are very important. Relationship is key to success. You can't be successful without people helping you. All right, God no longer comes down to help man. God uses people for people. So if you don't know how to maximize relationship, and when I'm talking about relationship, I'm talking about interpersonal relationship and intrapersonal relationship. What do I mean by that? You need to learn how to relate with yourself. You need to understand yourself. You need to understand who you are. You need to be self-aware. That is the first key. I'm still going to explain all of that. Now, if you don't understand yourself, it will be difficult for you to relate with other people. So you must know yourself first, all right, before you can now relate properly with people around you. All right, so that is why this course is actually very important. Sorry, I'm using training language. I'm a trainer. Okay, so this particular intelligence, emotional intelligence, will help you build strong relationships, make good decisions, and deal with difficult situations. From age 13 to age 19, the teenage period, I like to liken it with the Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos. The Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos is that bridge that links the mainland to the island. All right, so that bridge is very important in someone's life. So the teenage period is a bridge that links the childhood to the adulthood. All right, you're going to come across several hurdles, several challenges. You must learn to move over these hurdles. You must learn to overcome these challenges for you to become a successful adult. And this skill or this tool I'm about to hand over to you is one of those tools, one of those equipment that is going to help you navigate your way through from the teenage period to the adult period. All right, so I need you to pay attention to what I'm saying. Like I said, it's going to help you build strong relationships, make good decisions, and deal with difficult situations. Don't think that life is about bread and beans, that life is going to be smooth. You're going to, oh, sorry. Somebody say I need to speak more audibly. I think I'm raising my voice already. I'm shouting. Okay. So let me just move on. Now, some people have naturally um, good emotional quotient skills, and others need to work on them. So we have two set of people: people who are good with their emotional intelligence, and people who need to work on theirs. Now, the good news is everyone can get better. All right, as long as you're on earth, you're not perfect. Okay, there is more. Okay, there's a room for growth. You can always grow. So even if you think you're good at something or you're best at something, uh there's you can your best can be better. Okay, you can improve on what you have right now. All right, so everybody can actually improve if you know what to do. So I'm going to start. Yeah, I've said I'm going to start. I'm going to start several times. Don't mind me. So I'm going to start with improving your emotional quotient, improving your emotional intelligence. Okay. Now, emotional intelligence is actually a combination of several different skills. And like I said, the first one is self awareness. But because I'm talking about emotional intelligence, I'm going to link it like this. The first thing is being aware of your emotions, being aware of your emotions. Now, you can testify to the fact that every day you feel different, you feel many different emotions throughout the day. All right, some feelings like surprise, maybe somebody surprised you. Okay, it just lasts for a few seconds. All right, now others may stay longer. Maybe you're just pissed at something, you're just angry. Now it can stay a bit longer, creating a mood like happiness or sadness and all of that. Those ones can stay a bit longer too. But you must be able to notice and accurately label these everyday feelings that you have. Okay, so your ability to know, to be conscious of your feeling, is the first step to being intelligent emotionally. So you have to label it. You have to know what you're feeling. You have to know how you are feeling what you're feeling. So you being able to label it, oh, I feel happy, I feel grateful, I feel excited, I feel sad, I feel depressed. All right, you being able to label what you're feeling is actually the first basic step to emotional intelligence. All right. Now, being aware of your emotions simply means you're noticing the way you feel. You're noticing the emotions as you feel them, and it helps you manage your own emotions. Okay, it helps you manage your own emotions. It helps you, aside from you managing your own emotion, you now understand how other people feel. Okay, but some people might go through the entire day without noticing their emotions. Most teenagers are on this table that I'm shaking. Like, your emotion is just going up and down like a yo-yo. You don't even understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, because you're yet to um to label your feeling. You are yet to identify what you're feeling, and you're living in denial. Okay, you need, like I said, the first step is you being aware of your emotions. Okay, once you are aware, once you give it a name, once you know that, oh, I am feeling sad, or I am feeling happy, or I feel grateful. Once you are able to label it, you've started the journey of emotional intelligence or emotional quotient. Okay, so from now on, as a teenager, you need to be conscious of yourself. You need to take yourself more seriously. Okay, you need to take yourself more seriously. You're not a kid anymore. You're not a baby anymore. You need to, if you add 10 years to your age right now, you'll be 20 something in the next 10 years, and you're no longer a kid. So that is why it is important. Now, how do you label emotions in your mind? Like I said, you can say things to yourself like, oh, I feel grateful. Maybe you're just thankful. Label it, I feel grateful. Maybe you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You can label that emotion as, I feel frustrated. Okay, just make it a daily habit. That's the first step. Okay, for every step you take is one less step you need to get to your destination. All right, so don't you cannot be a master of this skill in a day. You need consistency. So maybe the first thing you need to do is, okay, I'm going to make a decision
all through this week, I will label all my emotions. Okay, so I'll be conscious of my emotion, how I feel. So you need to get a journal. So right now, Uncle Pe feels excited because I just consume a bowl of amala and I'm so energetic right now. So I feel energetic. Okay, you can see I'm even still sweating. So I feel energetic. I have labeled my emotion. Okay, that is the first step. So you may want to write how you feel right now. I need to see that in the comment box so that I'll know you are actually following. I want you to tell me how you feel now. Okay, so we've talked about you being aware of your own emotions. Now let's take it a step further to understanding how others feel and why. Okay, and why. So people are naturally designed to try to understand others, okay, without minding yourself. So part of EI, like I said, emotional intelligence, is being able to imagine how other people might feel in certain situations. Okay, so you are not relating with people based on if it were to be me, this is what I would do. People are different, people are unique. Okay, people are unique. So one thing emotional intelligence will do for you is it will help you to imagine how other people feel in certain situations, and it is also about understanding why they feel the way they do. All right, so maybe you have a friend in your class who is usually or who is consistently angry or constantly angry. All right, emotional intelligence will make you understand why he is always angry, what triggers that emotion, and why he's angry. Okay, so once you're able to identify all of those, you'll be able to relate with such a person better. Like, even if nobody can relate with that person, you realize that you'll be the only person who has the password to, unlock this person, and everybody will be shocked that, oh, this guy does not talk to anybody in the class, but he talks to you. Because you're actually emotionally intelligent, you're smart emotionally, you'll be able to relate with people no matter how difficult they are. So being able to imagine what emotions a person is likely to be feeling, even when you don't actually know, is called empathy. So, empathy helps us care about others and build good friendships and relationships. Now, as a teenager, you need this. Uh, you need to, you need to have empathy, because we believe that. I still believe in this song that children are the leaders of tomorrow. You are actually the leaders of today, not just tomorrow, because there's nothing like tomorrow. Because when we get to tomorrow, tomorrow changes from tomorrow to today. So you're actually the leader of today, and the way you live your life determines what you're going to experience tomorrow. So you need to have empathy. Okay, you need to care about how others, feel. All right, and this is going to help you build quality relationships. It's going to help you build quality relationships. A lot of teenagers will say, I don't care about what you feel. I don't care about what you think about me. I'll just live my life. People who are going to the top don't live their lives that way. People who want to make an impact in the sands of time don't live their lives that way. If you live your life anyhow, you're going to get anyhow kind of results. All right. You can't afford to say you don't care about what people think about you. I know to an extent that is true, but you need to be mindful about, you need to be mindful of how people feel too, right? Because it's only a selfish person that is just concerned about himself. You need to be mindful of how your actions affect feelings, all right? So that you can't just be a nuisance somewhere and you say you stand on the premise that I don't care about what people think about me, I don't care about what people feel about me. No, you are shortchanging yourself that way. Because if that concept does not matter, God would have just created you and put only you on the planet Earth. All right, but because your life influences other people, you need to be mindful of actions, you need to be mindful of what you say, how it affect people. Okay, that is very important. So let me move on. So empathy guides you on what to say and how to behave around someone. All right, empathy guides you on what to say and how to behave. So now that takes us to managing emotional reactions. Managing emotional reactions. Excuse me. I talked about the fact that um oh Felix, you feel excited. Awesome, 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 awesome. Good, good, good. So, I said emotional intelligence makes you relate to yourself better. You are aware, you are self-aware. And once you have that, you'll be able to relate with other people, right? I mentioned that. Now, I've talked about the place of self-awareness. Now, I'm moving to the place of managing emotional reactions. Especially, I'll take cognizance of anger as an emotion. Anger, good. Now, we all get angry. I also get angry. Forget this smiling face. There are times that I get angry. Okay? And we all have disappointments. But often it's important to express how you feel. Mm. It's important that you express how you feel. Because if you bottle up negative, because everything is energy. Let me say that. Everything is energy, including your emotions. Your emotion is an energy. All right. And from our knowledge of science, it says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another. You cannot destroy a negative emotion. Don't deceive yourself. You didn't create it, you cannot destroy it, but you can convert that emotion from the negative form to the positive form. That is why I had to touch on managing emotional reactions, and I'm using anger as a case study. All right. So we all get angry, we all get disappointed, or we have disappointments. It's important that you express how you feel. Expressing how you feel involves you converting that negative emotion from one form to another form. However, it's important for you to know how to express yourself such that you are not transferring that negative energy. Remember, I said it cannot be destroyed, it cannot be created, but you can convert it from one form to another. And energy is transferable too. You can transfer energy. So it's important for you to express yourself, one, but you need to know how to express yourself such that if you have a negative energy, you have a negative emotions, you are not transferring that negative emotion to someone else. Remember, I told you that you need to develop empathy. You need to be empathetic. All right. You need to have empathy on people. You need to care about how people feel, to how people around you, how they feel. So once you know that, even if somebody annoys you, or you are angry at someone, or you are angry at the situation, you are not transferring that negative energy around you. You have a duty to quench that negative energy. And how do you do that? You convert it, you manage such strong emotions. Okay. So managing your reaction means you know when, you know where, and you know how to express yourself. There are three keys to managing emotional reactions: knowing when, knowing where, and knowing how to express yourself. For instance, let me paint a scenario for you. You went for a wedding ceremony with your uncle, okay, and the waiter is serving everybody but your table, but because you are hungry, your uncle told you about the wedding, and a day before that day you stop eating because you feel you're going to finish all the food at the party. Now you are upset that the guy is serving everybody, he refuses to serve your table. Now, if you decide to express yourself because you are angry at that point, and you decide to slap the waiter, you are not emotionally intelligent. Can you see that? Now, you have actually expressed how you feel by slapping the guy, but that's not smart, right? That's not smart. So, you managing that reaction is you knowing where. That is the first thing. You knowing when, that's talking about time. You knowing where, that's talking about place. And you knowing how, that's talking about methodology. All right. Let me give you another instance. You are in class. All right. Maybe you're in SS3 or you are in GSS3, for instance, and um, um a friend of yours stole your pen. A friend of yours stole your pen. You, like, everybody knew that was your pen. Okay. Now it got you pissed off because this guy keeps lying. He said, "No, this is his own pen. You said this is your pen," and it really got you upset, and you decide to punch him in his face. Watch this. Did the guy annoy you? Yes, he actually annoyed you. But look at how you express your annoyance by punching him in his face. That is not smart. So, do you understand? You have actually expressed yourself, but you express yourself in the negative way. You've transferred that negative energy in you, you've transferred it to the guy. However, remember that I told you that you have a responsibility to learn how to convert the negative energy from that negative form to the positive form. I hope you catch that now. I hope I've made it simple for you. So instead of punching the guy in the face, punching the guy in the face means you don't know how to express yourself. Okay, you could have just decided to walk to your teacher and report that your classmate to your teacher. That is you knowing how to express yourself. Okay, that is you knowing where is the place of the teacher. You actually went to the teacher's office to report that case. So you knowing when, time, you knowing where. Of course, you cannot just come up after 3 months and say you want to report your classmate to your teacher for stealing your pen 3 months ago. You don't know when. It means you're not smart. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to even listen to you. Okay, so you must know the place of time, you must know the place of venue, you must know the place of methodology of how to express yourself. That is very important. So when you understand your emotions and you know how to manage them, you can use self-control to hold a reaction. Guess what? Every human being, as long as you be human being. I had to look straight into the camera to tell you, as long as you're an human being, you have the ability to control yourself. So don't join the gang of I cannot control myself. This is how I feel, and this I cannot just control it. All right. Let me delve into, because one of the challenges we face as teenagers is the fact that our sexual hormones are on rampage. Okay, so maybe you're feeling funny and you're like, whenever I feel like this, I just want to do anything. I just want to do. No, you are not smart. You're not living your life in a smart way. All right, you can control yourself. You can control yourself whether you're happy or you're sad, you're feeling funny or not. You can control yourself. You have that ability. If you don't have that ability, it means there's no difference between you and an animal. Even some animals can control themselves. Okay, some of them have been trained on these things by psychologists and all of that. So if an animal can be trained to control himself, how much more you? Think about it. How much more you? So stop saying I cannot control myself. Once I'm angry like this, I scatter everywhere. Party scatter. Okay, I will just scatter everywhere. You can't live your life that way. You are a unique person. You are world famous. The world is waiting for you. The world is waiting for the solutions that God has planted in your heart for you to solve the problems we face in the world right now. And as a world leader, as a global person, you can't just afford to be acting like a nuisance up and down. All right, imagine you seeing the president of Nigeria or seeing the president of America, because somebody annoys him, he just decided to pull off his suit, pull off his shirt, pull off his tie, and say, whenever somebody pisses me off like this, I'm going to break bottles and all of that. No. Or I'm going to talk to people anyhow. No. You can't afford, you can't afford to live like that. Okay, so when you understand your emotions and you know how to manage them, you can use self-control to hold a reaction. um if now is not the right time or right place to express it, you can now use self-control to hold it. So like the case of the boy who stole your pen and you feel like punching him in the face. All right, that is not the right time, that is not the right place, and that is not how to express yourself. Punching him in the face is not how to express yourself. All right, so self-control will now hold you, all right, from doing that. I hope that helps. Okay, so someone who has a good emotional quotient knows that uh, you not managing reactions can damage relationships. Okay, yeah, if you express yourself in a disrespectful way, if you express yourself in a way that is too impulsive or harmful or too intense, it can damage relationship. A lot of people have spoken rude to their parents, and because of that, their parents are yet to forgive them. A lot of people have spoken rude to their teacher, and for that, their teachers are yet to forgive them. And that's why most of them will say, I don't like mathematics, I hate my mathematics teacher. It's a lie. Emotional intelligence will even make you do well in school. There's a link. Emotional intelligence affects academic achievements. Yeah, there's a link between how you're able to manage your emotions and how it affects and how it influences your academics. Because if you don't like your mathematics teacher, you can never understand what he or she is teaching you. Take it for a fact. All right. So these things are interwoven. All right. All these skills, we call them life skills. They are skills that you need to live life, excellently, or to live life to the maximum. All right. So you need to arm yourself with these skills. So the way you react, affect the relationships around you. And I told you that you need people to help you. For instance, if you're going to write jam, you want to gain admission, it is somebody that will approve your admission. All right, it's not God, not angel. Somebody's going to approve your admission. um, your lecturer is going to mark your script. um, you want to buy something, you're going to still have to relate with people. So you need to learn how to interact, you need to learn how to relate with people. Now let's go to another part of this emotional intelligence. Like I told you, it's broad, and my time is fast spent. The next thing, because I've been working with teenagers for years, and so I deliberately picked those parts of the skill, the emotional skill that I think teenagers are yet to maximize. So the next part is choosing your mood, especially for young girls who just approach puberty. One of the things that puberty does to them when they are seeing their flow is that they become moody. For some of them who has menstrual pain, all right, so they become moody, and you ask them, why are you moody? The answer is, I don't know. I told you, if you have been part of this class, you shouldn't say you don't know. You must figure out what you are feeling and why you are feeling the way you are feeling. That is the first basic step to being emotionally intelligent. Right? So don't just tell anybody, I don't know how I'm feeling. Except if you don't want to engage in a conversation, just tell them, I'm so sorry, I can't engage in this conversation. It's not a good time for me to talk. All right, it means you're smart. All right, but for you to now say, I don't know, I do, you are, it's obvious that you're moody, and somebody cares to ask you, why are you moody? And you say, I don't know. That sounds like somebody who is not conscious of himself. All right, so the destiny I'm seeing for you, ahead of you, is a destiny that is bright, is a future that is great and awesome. All right, and there's a way you need to carry yourself to that future. You can't just get to that destination anyhow. There's a way you need to comport yourself, and one of those ways is you need to be conscious of how you feel. So choosing your mood, you can actually choose your mood. Yeah, one day, Coca-Cola bottle was complaining that, anytime they shake me, I just break because they shake me. Because so they carried out this experiment. They poured water in the same Coke bottle, and they leave another one filled with Coca-Cola. So the one with water, they shook it with serious pressure, and they left it. The one with the Coke shook it, applied pressure, and guess what? It broke. So we now realize that Coke bottle don't just break because it is a bottle. Coke bottle break because of the content, which is Coke and the CO2 inside of it. Because when you put water inside a Coke bottle and you decide to shake it, it's not going to break. So you can choose your mood, all right, based on what you have on your inside. And that's why this information is key. Now, part of managing your emotions is choosing our moods. Okay, moods are emotional states. Moods are emotional states that last a bit. All right, I'll say that again. Moods are emotional states that last a bit, and you have the power to decide what mood is right for a situation, and then to get into that mood. You have that right. Like, I can't do. You have that right to do that for yourself. You can choose. You can choose to be happy in the middle of a despicable situation. You can choose to be sad when everybody is happy. You can choose to be naughty when everybody is serious. You can choose it. You have that ability. All right? You have that ability to choose your mood. Okay? Choosing the right mood can help someone get motivated, concentrate on a task, or try again instead of giving up. Maybe you've written jam for 4 times and you're sick and tired of writing jam. You can motivate yourself. There's such a thing as self-motivation. Maybe you're born into a poor family and you have friends that are rich. Okay, you can motivate yourself such that none of your children will repeat the mistake your parents made. All right, you can motivate yourself such that maybe failed woefully and you told yourself, okay, I failed, I'm going to try again, I'm going to do better next time, I'm going to read my book. Okay, now you can choose your mood. And at the same time, you can see a result, you didn't do it, and you can decide to just sit and complain all day like somebody who is sucking lemons. It is your choice. You can choose your mood. All right. So choosing the right mood. And do you know that if moods also affect your intellectual quotient too? You can't read properly if you are not happy. In fact, it's connected to your digestive system. For some, when they are too happy, they don't get to eat well. All right. So you can choose your mood. In a nutshell, you can choose your mood. Now, so people with good emotional quotients know that moods aren't just things that happen to us. We can control them by knowing which mood is best for a particular situation and how to get into that mood. For instance, everybody is happy and you feel sad, okay, because you're not emotionally intelligent, you feel sad, and everybody's happy. Now if you decide to express that negative vibe right there where everybody's happy, you are going to draw attention to yourself, and that's not a wise decision. You can decide to just switch. Like I told you, is an energy. You can convert it from one form to the other. All right. So you knowing how to switch from that negative mood to the positive mood, because you can choose. It's like a remote control. You have the willpower. Your willpower is the remote control to change the channel from being sad to being happy. All right. You can just get excited. Like that guy wrote, I'm excited. All right. You can just get excited. Just smile. Just laugh. Be willing to switch. That ability of switching is emotional intelligence. You see, I've painted different scenarios for you, all right, talking about same topic, emotional intelligence. Good. So we can control them by knowing which mood is best for a particular situation and how to get into that mood. Now, I've talked about people who feel okay, they are better, all right, they can manage their emotions, and I told you that as long as you're on earth, there's no perfection. You can improve, your best can become better. All right. And if you're not doing well, you can actually get better. So let's look at emotional quotient or emotional intelligence under construction. Now, emotional intelligence is something that develops as we get older. All right. Excuse me. If it didn't, all adults will act like little kids. All right. If emotional intelligence does not get better as we grow, you just see that all adults will be doing like Baby Kingsway up and down. Okay. But expressing their emotions physically through stomping, crying, eating, yelling, and losing control. All right. Imagine if daddy and mommy, whenever they are hungry, daddy starts crying, I want to eat. How will you feel? Okay. Or mommy is, let me look for a situation for you. Let me look for a scenario for you. Okay. Remember when you were 5 years old and somebody drags a lollipop, you're actually with a lollipop and somebody drags it to you. Remember how you're going to yell, how you're going to shout. So look at, if that is how adults behave, this world is going to be in a desolate situation, like it's going to be chaotic. So emotional intelligence gets better as we grow up. All right. So age is also a factor. However, you can live your life, you can design your life in such a way that although you're a teenager but you don't act like a teenager, although you're a teenager but you're a smart teenager. That's one of the things that Threshing House is going to do for you. We are raising smart teenagers. Good. So some of the skills that make up emotional intelligence develop earlier, they may seem easier actually. For example, recognizing emotions seems easy once we know what to pay attention to. Okay. I talked about that you need to recognize how you feel, that's the first step. Now it looks so easy, but it's actually not easy, because the work lies in you being consistent. That's where the work is. You have to be consistent. Why are you moody? What made you moody? You need to identify it. Don't just say I don't know. Identify it and label it. Okay. So once you know what to pay attention to, oh, I feel moody, what happened? Maybe daddy talked to me and I don't like the way daddy talked to me. Okay, you can now engage that in a conversation. Daddy, did I do anything wrong? Okay, by talking, you have identified what made you feel moody, and you've engaged your dad in a conversation, and that can point your mistake to you. Oh, you didn't do this well. You can correct yourself, and you become a better person instead of living in denial. All right. Now, but the emotional quotient skill of managing emotional reactions and choosing a mood might seem harder to master. Okay, that's because I told you that everybody's happy and you are feeling sad, that you should switch from feeling sad to feeling happy. Now that looks so difficult, okay, but when you practice it, it helps your brain develop pathways at which you do that. For instance, I've to an extent, I've developed my brain to the point that even if um, you annoy me, for example, I can choose not to like you wouldn't even know that I'm angry at that moment. All right, I didn't just get to that point in day one. Okay, I used to be somebody that if you piss me off, I'm going to react, like I'm going to get into your face, and you can hate yourself for life or not talk to me again. All right, but I realized that I like a lot of relationships ended, like I couldn't get along with people, and I need people to get better in life. So what did I do? I started paying attention. So when you talk bad at me, or when you piss me off, I'll decide, I'll choose not to react. I'll respond. Response means I know where, when, and how to express myself. So I don't have to express myself immediately. I'll choose and wait for the best time. And when I'm correcting you, you wouldn't even know that you did something nasty. You just believe that I just want to make you better. So that's how it works. Good. I hope that helps. If you are learning something, just type it on the comment button. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm rounding up. My time is far spent. Okay, so we can all work to build even stronger emotional intelligence skills just by recognizing what we feel, understanding how we got there, understanding how other feels and why, and putting our emotions into heartfelt words and when we need to. I always tell my teenagers to get journals. So if you are feeling, maybe you are feeling too excited, there are days that you're just excited, all right, you need to journal it. All right, that's one of the things that will help you. Write it down. Oh, I feel so excited today. So the next question is, why do you feel that way? So you engage yourself in thinking. That's part of the process of being aware, self-awareness. Oh, is it because I drank Coke? Do you know when you take in a lot of sugar, it gets you excited? They call it sugar rush. Or maybe because you heard the news, or maybe because you had a good dream, or whatever. Fill in the blanks. Just ask yourself that question. When you engage yourself, when you relate with yourself, you can't relate well with people if you are yet to relate with yourself better. So self-awareness is the first key before you now start interacting with other people. So master yourself before you master how others think. All right, now with this few point of mine, because of time, I know we'll be doing this later. Because of time, I hope I've been able to touch on one or two things as regards emotional intelligence. If there's anything that you cannot remember, remember the fact that the first basic step to being emotionally intelligent is you labeling how you feel per time, and you are consistent. You do that consistently. So it is a sin for any teenager watching this video for them to ask you, how do you feel? And you say, I don't know. We mentioned that emotional intelligence is linked to how you perform in school, is linked to how you relate with people, is linked to how you even live a successful life as a teenager. All right, so if you have any questions, I will be expecting them in the comment box, and I'm here to answer you. I think I'm done. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, I still have 10 minutes. Okay, I think I'm done, sir. Let's just use the 10 minutes for questions. All right, so Kenny Olamipo, thank you. Johnson Titilope, thank you. Oluwabukola, thank you. Felix, thank you. Antonia, I appreciate you. Omo Bosinola, awesome. So 10 minutes for questions, guys. 10 minutes for questions, and we call it a day. I'm sure I'll be back here. So how do you guys feel now? How do you feel about my session? I need to get Okay, I need to get those feelings. Those, yeah, I feel excited. I feel excited. I feel tired. But nobody's tired. I'm waiting for questions. So, Pastor Temitokbe. So what do I do now? I'm here to get questions. Should we call it a day? Oh, thank you guys. I can see now. I told you that you need to express those feelings, write them in words. That's another thing. It's not enough for you to just know that I feel sad. One of the ways, okay, the why is always an issue. Thank you, Anolua Light. The why is always an issue. What if I cannot place the why? Let me paint this picture for you. Have you ever seen a well before? If you're in Lagos, I know you might not have seen one. All right, a well is actually a sort of a source of water, but it has a level of height. So you need to dig in the fetcher. All right. Now, the fact that you just place the fetcher in the hole does not mean you get water immediately. You need to go down, go down. Don't let me even use that. When they are digging a well, they start digging from the top, and they keep going, they keep going, they keep going till they hit the water bed. All right, and once they get there, water comes out. So the fact that you are yet to place the why means you've not done a lot of reflective thinking. There's such a thing as reflective thinking, insightful thinking, and foresight. I've forgotten the third one, but you need to reflect. You need to think, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? Stay there. It may take you 30 minutes. It may take you an hour. Like I said, practice makes perfect. Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, they are good footballers today. They didn't just get there. Constant practice. Okay, so for instance, it may not take me more than 15 minutes to know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. All right, because I practice it every day. I tell myself, oh, I feel excited, I feel loved, I feel appreciated. So why do I feel like this? I can identify it like immediately. But if you have not been doing that, it may take you a while. But stay there. Stay there. Don't get distracted. I hope that helps, right? Oh, I can see people say I feel inspired. Oh, Felix, thank you. Feel excited. So we have a question from WhatsApp. How do you measure EQ? Yes, you measure EQ by the number of quality relationships you have. Yeah. I'm always inspired when I find myself in the middle of older people and they talk about how that they have friends of 45 years. Are you kidding me? Most of you cannot even manage friendship of one week. All right. So, and don't forget, we said that this thing gets better with age, but you can be a smart person even as a teenager. So, you can measure EQ by the quality relationship, the number of quality relationships that you have. And relationship is actually important. Now, let me touch a bit on that. Now, maybe you should study this concept called crabology. I love to say that all the time. The day I got that concept, it changes my perspective about relationships. Now, go to the market, buy 20 crabs. Take one crab, put it in basket A. The remaining 19 crabs, put them in basket B. Leave the two. I've forgotten this thing in biology. What do you call? Okay, label 1A. Specimen. Yeah, that's the word. So leave specimen A, 19 crabs. Specimen B, 1 crab. Leave them for 20. When you come back after 24 hours, you realize that 1 crab, specimen A, that has 19 crabs, you still meet the 19 crabs there. Specimen B, where you have just 1 crab, you will not meet the crab there again. What happened? We realized that basket where you have 19 tries to escape. The remaining 18 crabs pulls it down. You are not going anywhere. All right. So you need to know if your association is pulling you down or they are pushing you forward. All right. So if you are working with crabs, you're not going to go anywhere. All right. If you work with 4 foolish people, you are the 5th foolish person. If you work with 4 wise people, you are the 5th wise person. It's just a time factor that will reveal your association. So looking at the quality of friends you have, looking at the quality of relationships you have, will determine how smart you are emotionally, and how do you react to situation. All right, maybe you get to a situation whereby that person deserves slap, and you deserve to you decide to just calm down. It means you're smart. But if you always react each time somebody provokes you, you are like that Coke bottle that complains that each time they shake it, it breaks. All right, so that's how we can measure it. I hope that helps. Grace. All right. Any other question from WhatsApp? Oh, oh, I feel excited. Thank you. I feel excited too. Hmm. I feel excited. Oh, I feel inspired. Thank you. Thank you. He's going to send it to my mail, and yeah. So if you have any other questions, I'll get it in my mail and I'm going to respond. I remain my humble self, Okpeyemi Oguyomi, but they call me Uncle Okpe, the foremost things coach. I hope you learn one or two things from my session. I look forward to meeting you guys again. Till then, bye.